Happy to see you all. Here's your teacher of English, Swarnalata Pavluri, School Assistant in English, Government High School, Chimakurti, Prakasham District. This time, I want to make you excited by teaching the first lesson, The Lost Child, from our supplementary reader for class 9th. Do you have any excitement to have a glance at the overview of the story? Let's move on to the overview. This lesson is basically divided into 3 parts. In the first part, I would like to ask you few questions related to the topic. In the second part, you will know about a lost little child who lost his parents in a fair. In the third part, you will do a small task called Think About It. Now observe the aims and objectives of the lesson. Before going to the summary of the story, let's have a look at the learning objectives of the lesson. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to identify oneself in the character of the little child. Recognize that taking help from reliable persons is mandatory when one lost from one's parents. Discuss the theme of the story and how it applies to everybody's life. Express personal reflections on the story and how it relates to life experiences. Summarize the key takeaways from the story and its message about how to reach home safely after going astray. Dear students, I have an important note for you now. The lesson is basically taught for the understanding of the story. The supplementary reader is particularly prescribed to enhance your reading skill. The supplementary reader is meant for extensive reading, which is designed to promote a love for reading. It is to promote reading skill by exposing the learners to a variety of reading materials. Read the lesson, try to understand it, and answer the questions given at the end of the lesson. Before going to the lesson, let's know more about our author Mulkaraj Anand. About the author. Our lesson The Lost Child is taken from a short story. The Lost Child and Other Stories by Mulkaraj Anand. Mulkaraj Anand was born on 12th December in 1905 at Peshawar in India. He was a prominent Indian author of novels, short stories, and critical essays in English, who is known for his realistic and sympathetic portrayal of the poor in India. He is considered a founder of English language Indian novel. He was awarded Padma Bhushan and Sahitya Akademi Award for English writer. His notable works are Coolie, Untouchable, The Big Heart, The Sword and the Sickle, etc. He died on 11th of October in 2004. Dear students, before start our lesson, I would like to ask you few questions related to the topic. Questions that related to the topic. Have you ever been to fair? Yes, we love going to fair. We would have different amazing experiences. What do you like most in the fair? Yes, we enjoy rides, food stalls, different games, winning things, and eating around with our family or friends. Have you ever experienced getting lost your way? Yes. Most of the times our answer may be no, but sometimes it happens. What would you do when you lost your way? Firstly, we should slow down for a while from whatever we are doing. Secondly, look for the possible ways to get back. Finally, if not, then it's good time to come up with good ones or public servants like police. Let's go into the lesson and we'll find out what's there in the story. Children, now open your supplementary reader at page number 1. Look at the first paragraph of the lesson, The Lost Child. And you can read along with me. It was the festival of spring. From the wintry shades of narrow lanes and alleys emerged a gaily clad humanity. Some walked, some rode on horses, others sat, being carried in bamboo and bullock carts. One little boy ran between his father's legs, brimming over with life and laughter. Let's know the meaning of the first paragraph. Summary of the first paragraph. The story took place in the spring season. All the people of the village were going to a fair with different modes like on foot, on horses, in bamboo carts and in bullock carts. The little child was overjoyed and remained behind to see the toys in the shop. While he remained behind, his father asked him to come and join with them. After reading the first paragraph of the lesson, story seems to be excited, isn't it, children? Now let's move on to the summary of the whole story. Main characters of the story. In the summary of the story, let's know about the important characters of the story. There are 4 main characters in the story. First one is father, second one is mother, third one is the little child, and last one is a kind man. Now let's look at the summary of the story. Summary of the story. The child was obedient and would walk towards them on being called by his parents. But he couldn't control his desire to buy a toy. Whenever child asked for a favor, his father oppressed him like a tyrant. His mother gave her finger lovingly and guided him to see what was in front of him. A group of dragonflies, black bees, and butterflies buzzed around sucking nectar from the vast fields which was full of bright yellow mustard flowers, lingering in his mind while walking through the fields. When the little child had involved in catching the tiny creatures, the mother called out to him as they started walking down the footpath. The child tried to catch up with his parents, but once again the child was left behind because of his interests. As the child got attracted towards the next thing, he forgot what he had been doing earlier. Along with his parents, he entered the fair and got attracted to the mind-boggling crowd of humanity. In the fair, he was attracted to many things like burfi, garlands of gulmahar flowers, colorful balloons, music of snake charmer, and the swinging head of the snake, and to a roundabout swing. The little child knew beforehand that his father would not allow him to take whatever he desires for. But finally, at the roundabout swing, he expressed his desire to go on the roundabout swing by gathering a lot of courage. He realized, after he had expected replies from his parents, that he lost his parents. Immediately, the boy cried loudly and searched them here and there. He was full of fear, and tears started rolling down his cheeks. After some time, the loud cries turned into mild sobs. As he neared the temple, in search of his parents, a man lifted him by hearing the boy's cries. When the man tried to calm down the child by offering many interesting things, the little child refused and cried more bitterly for his parents. The man offered things like ride on the horse, merry-go-round, watching snake charmer, a garland of a gulmohar, and finally his favorite sweet burfi. But the child refused the things offered and insisted that he wanted his father and mother. Here's the story ends. This story tells the message that children love their parents unconditionally and they have close bond with them. Dear children, did the child find his parents at last? What do you think of it? The writer of the story has left it up to our imagination. Now let's look at the glossary part of the lesson. Children, now you will learn meanings to the some of the words which we find in our lesson. The first word is wintry shades. Wintry shades means in the winter season. Next word is emerged. Emerged means came out. Lingering. Lingering means lasting for a long time. Following this, tyrant. Tyrant means a cruel or an oppressive ruler. Next word is abreast. Abreast means standing side by side, facing the same way. Following this, we have another word, reiterated. Reiterated means repeated. Children, now we have come to the end of the story. Next part is assessment. Meet you there. Dear students, hope you understand the lesson very well. Now let's answer some questions. I want you read the question and options thoroughly and then answer the questions. Choose the correct answer for the questions from the given options. Here's your first question. What was the mood of the child when he passed through the mustard fields? Option A is the child was sad. Option B, he was dejected. Option C, he was disappointed. Option D, he was greatly excited. Your time starts now. Have to give the answer within 5 seconds. Yes, the correct answer is D. He was greatly excited. Excellent. Here's your second question. How did the child enjoy in the lap of nature? Option A, by asking toys. Option B, by lagging behind. Option C, by seeing insects, dragonflies and collecting flower petals, etc. And option D, traveling in a bullock cart. Your time starts now. Yes, option C is the correct answer. Well done, children. Here's the third question. How did the child react when he realized that he had lost his parents? Option A, the child wept bitterly. Option B, the child settled at the roundabout swing. Option C, the child played with other children. And option D, the child ignored his parents. Your time starts now. Yes, absolutely right answer. Option A is the right answer. Nice. Next question is, what made the child so much interested in the roundabout? Option A, by the color of the roundabout. Option B, by watching men, women and children enjoying the ride. Option C, by his parents' encouragement. And option D, by seeing joy and laughter of the people at the roundabout. Your time starts now. Yes, you are correct. D is the correct answer. Congratulations. Let's come to the last question of the assessment. Why did the lost child lose interest in the things that he had wanted earlier? Option A, the child was with his parents. Option B, he was a lost child. Option C, the child needed his parents more than his interests. Option D, he was with an unknown person. Your time starts now. Come on children, think carefully and answer me. Yes children, C is the correct answer. The child needs his parents more than his interests. Excellent. This is the end of the assessment activity. In the next part, you will answer for some questions in Think About It activity. Meet you there. Dear students, now we are in Think About It activity. A few questions will be given under this activity, which are all global questions designed to help you develop your ability of intelligent and imaginative reading. Here's the first question. What are the things that the child sees on his way to the fair? Why does he lag? Here's your second question. In the fair, he wants to buy many things. What are they? Why does he move on without waiting for an answer. Now we are in third question. When does he realize that he has lost his way? How have his anxiety and insecurity been described? Fourth question is, why does the lost child lose interest in things that he had wanted earlier? And your final question is, what do you think happens in the end? Does the child find his parents? Now let's come to the talk about it activity. Dear students, welcome to the next task called Talk About It. In this section, a discussion topic will be given to you, which take a constructive approach to the analysis of contemporary issues. You are at liberty to interact with your classmates or seniors and integrate your understanding of the given issues. Make a purposeful, personalized, and imaginative oral presentation here. The topic is how to ensure not to get lost. See you in the next clip. Welcome to the next section of the lesson, Suggested Reading. Under this section, a list of suggested readings is given to you to encourage you to read extensively and independently. Dear students, we have enjoyed listening the story The Lost Child. There are some more books you have to read to enjoy reading. The first book is The Coolie by Mulkaraj Anand, which is highly critical of British rule in India and India's caste system. In the continuation of the task suggested reading, we have the second book, The Kabuliwala, written by Rabindranath Tagore, which is about a fruit seller, a Pashtun from Kabul in Afghanistan, who visits Calcutta in India each year to sell dry fruits. Children, this is the end of our lesson. Hope you enjoyed a lot. Dear children, let's see what you have learned by the end of the lesson. You identified oneself in the character of the little child, recognized that taking help from reliable persons is mandatory when one lost from one's parents, discussed the theme of the story and how it applies to everybody's life. Expressed personal reflections on the story and how it relates to life experiences. Summarized the key takeaways from the story and its message about how to reach home safely after going astray. Thank you children for listening me. Meet you in the next class. Bye for now. Take care.